you can remember, if you saw my other videos where I built this boat, I had the seat here. And I was thinking seat here, seat on the other side. For some reason I like to drive on the other side, if anyone's wondering. I'm weird. Right-handed, but I'm goofy. So I figured that'd be enough weight, but having even the wife sitting here, and she's significantly lighter than me, the boat still sits to the side. So, and then on top of that, I wanted a front console so I can control everything here instead of turning around, starting it and switching lights on and off. I wanted something like that, and something I could see my tack on. So I decided to just make this simple console here. I still want to put sides on it just to hide that wiring a little bit. So I ended up making this just out of some 1-inch really thin tubing and a little bit of sheet, aluminum sheet. And what I like about this is the seat's stationary, it doesn't move. I can flop that down, work on the electrical real easy. Now here I've got my my 3D printed throttle, which works really nice. I had to find a new choke cable that was long enough to reach back there. That works pretty good. It takes a little bit more force to pull it. And then I've got that. I can start it from here, choke it, throttle. Then I got my switches, my trim control, some lights here, and yeah, that's all you need. And my tack there. I got a handle here so I can hang on to that and drive, because I like to stand up when I'm driving these so I can see better. It's really nicely balanced, and that's a really nice upgrade. So here you can see I have a hole cut out for my steering. I still want to add steering, but for the back I have to make, I gotta machine out a housing for the that cable steering to thread into. So that's a future project. And I don't mind still holding the tiller handle back here, but yeah, so this is, I'm just as happy with getting this made up as I am the solar Bimini top. Just some nice additions. This was on the front. I took it off, put it up here, use the old mounting, and I have a little slot there. Made a little fancy little handle. This is a 3rd model, so I hope that fits in there a little bit better. Oh yeah, I think that'll fit. Nice little easy handle for throttle. I needed something because it was just a little bracket here, and I don't want to sit there and try to tweak that as I'm driving. Nice long handle. I should be able to do nice fine adjustments with it. So this stuff here, this is 5mm brake cable for bikes. It comes with these plastic ends. I had to find a thread for this. It was actually a 1/4 inch thread in there, so I got a 1/4 inch bolt. All I did, I don't know if I can, yeah. So I just counterboard that so that this sits in, kind of holds in there. And then I couldn't find long enough brake cable, bike brake cable, so I ended up buying this 1/16 of an inch, or 0.62 thousandths cable, and I think it's 9 by 17 or something like that, just basic stainless steel cable. So I bought a great big roll of that, and then I bought a big roll of this. I think this was like 50 feet or whatever. It was just basic bike brake cable, and it seems to work pretty good. So at full throttle, that's the cable there. Have it tied into there. I also kept my tiller handle. So I have two throttle cables coming into this. And one is still operating this. It's loose there. Might have to somehow keep that in there. So sometimes when I'm going through shallow spots, I want to be driving with the tiller. I can easily and quickly control throttle and steering, since I'm going to a steering wheel too. So I wanted to keep that. I'm going to eventually cut this and put a hinge so I can hinge this up and out of my way when I want to drive from the wheel. And I just have these little cable, I think they're called cable stops, and I tied the two of them together. My hand throttle, or my tiller throttle, is just going through this one, crimped to that one, and then my actual main one is connected to this. So I hope that works. We'll find out. It moves, so I mean that moved. Then I will talk about throttle cable and where I got that. I'll try to show some Amazon links. Mainly, I think it'd be nice even if you had just this up front, so you don't have to turn around and start it. And the biggest thing is having this throttle. I wanted to, when I'm coasting, sometimes like waves are too choppy and I have to like go slow, low throttle. So I'm sitting there trying to hold it at a certain RPM, and just not ideal. You're sitting there holding that throttle open with that brake. That's from Mud Buggy, I believe, but you're holding that constantly, and it just gets annoying after a while. Your hand gets cramped. So I'm like, this is perfect because this is tight enough it stays in position, so I can just crank that up to the speed I want, or the RPM I want, and I can just leave it there. The steering wheel you really don't need, but I highly recommend moving this so you have a spot to just push that up, you got the speed, and then just use your tiller handle to steer, which is perfect, I think. This is going to be a little bit of a pain. I'm going to show that. I got some aluminum round bar that I'm going to machine a tube out of. I got some links coming. I got to mount to this somewheres, and I hope I can get enough movement side to side to have this steer at a good angle. Like sometimes I have to turn it that far, and I don't know if I can get it in there, but I think I can. It's going to be close. So stay tuned for that. Of course, my electrical, it was originally a mess. I mean, still doesn't look great now. I got to tidy that up, but I had cables everywhere. It's just temporary to see if stuff would work, and it's been sitting there for like 2 years. So finally, now's the time. All right, so second part of this console build in this throttle repositioning is the electrical. So that actually wasn't too terrible. As long as you label everything and add your lengthy cable to your back, you should be fine. So what I ended up getting is, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wire cable in this rubber housing. What I did in my up front here, if you can see that, I have these little plastic grommets. They're actually for like drilling holes in rocker panels, and they're plugs. So I ended up drilling them out. It's just so I don't have metal, the aluminum chafing on my housings. So I have that ran through, comes out the back, goes over to all my controls, or my wires sticking out here. And yeah, I haven't connected all this yet. I just want to make sure it works. So so all I did Everything was relatively color coded besides, I think I had a starter wire there, which instead of having the wire connect back to here, it goes straight to the battery. I'll show you that. And everything else went yellow to yellow. These ones didn't move, they stay on. This is my kill switch. I still have to hook that up. That's also yellow, so don't get that one confused. So label everything. This is what I did, kill switch. And then, which one was this? That's just black to black, so that went there. The blue, I believe that's your starter engage to send power to the starter to activate it. This one goes straight to your battery. And then for the ground, I just have a ground here, and I'm just gonna attach it to the boat. I'm gonna ground through the boat's body. So yeah, red to red. So it was one of those. My kill switch, I still need to run back, so I'm gonna grab another one of these wires. And then I have 2 more wires freed up, so that I'm gonna hook to my trim. So you need 2 wires. It just reverses the polarity in and out, and that's gonna switch back to there. I still need to haul up. I need more wire, so I'm gonna have additional wire coming up to power my fuel pump, and then another wire, if I can. I don't know if this will work or not, but my tachometer. So it's too short. I'm just gonna add wire to it and see if it works still. I think it will. So up front here, we have your yellow. Now, this is also your on position. So when you switch that key to on, this is now powered. Off, no power. So I also have this yellow wire run into a relay. So just follow the instructions on, I have to keep one of these because I keep having to go to YouTube to figure out how to hook them up. So the yellow is actually your 86. Then you're gonna have your 30 coming right into your relay from your battery. That's you want a bigger cable for that, because that's gonna be at your whole, what everything's running off of. And then that goes to your device. And then your device is grounded or whatever. And then your 85 is gonna be back to your ground. So 85, that's gonna go back to the negative side of the battery. The red is my 30. Oh, no, sorry, red is 87, and that goes to my devices I'm powering. So right here, I have these bus bars I just got off Amazon. So that, when I turn the key, this will power this, and this is gonna, then I can connect all my devices that I want to have power when the key is on. So lights, fuel pump, trim. So when I turn the key off, none of that will be powered. And then your white wire, follow that back, and that's just your ground. So white line is 85, that's ground. And then the yellow line is your low amp switch, 86. So just follow that. They're really easy to hook up. And it gives you the ability to turn on and off that with your key switch. So you're not draining the battery accidentally if you have lights on or anything. This will absolutely kill it. So that's the electrical there. Now these two, this is power that comes from the battery to give this power, so that when you turn this on, your yellow, your accessory wire is powered up. So this is what I'm putting to the battery now, but this was tied into the starter. So that was attached to this, and this has constant power from the battery. The starter doesn't use it until this wire sends a signal to it, and that's when you switch your key all the way to start, not on, but start. You'll send power to this. There's a solenoid in there that will make your starter spin. So that was originally there, and then the other black wire, which was this one, it had an F connector on it, I believe they're called. So this one actually went to this one, which sends power to that solenoid to then send power over to your starter. So don't get them mixed up. One will have a lug on it, and then one would have the F connector on it. So when I disconnected everything, it was obvious, but I still labeled it. I had a little label on it, like this one goes to your positive battery. So I didn't need to run it all the way back here because it didn't make sense. All I need is 12 volts of power. This one has to run back, so that's what I'm gonna connect that to. I'm gonna put another F connector on there, connect to that. So then what I have is I have a short cable that's just connecting to the frame, because I'm grounding through the frame so I don't have to keep running wires all the way back to here, which is probably more ideal, but it works. I'm not too worried about it. This is going to be connected to the negative side of my battery, so that'll be connected. And then remember, the positive of the battery is running through my relay, and then the relay comes back to here to power that. So it will shut this off when the key's off, put power on when the key is turned on. So this is just an example. I can hook into the bus bar there, have a cable running up, and it's sending power to all my my controls up there. This is my kill switch. That's running off my white wire, and all you need to do is, when this is grounded, your engine will not start. It'll turn over, but it will not ignite. I think it grounds your magnetos, I believe it is. So I gotta extend that, and I'm gonna connect it to the ground, which is connected to the frame, which is then connected to the ground's connected to the ground of the motor, so it will not run. When your safety cable's pulled, so that white wire comes back, and I have to tie that white wire in to my kill switch one, so that'll go into there. And this kill switch wire was originally tied into my low oil sensor. So if the oil gets too low, it'll kill the engine. So it works the same way. You could, if you still wanted that on, I didn't, just in case on the water you're sloshing around and I trim a little bit too much and the sensor would go off, which I've heard that can happen with these. I didn't want it on there, and just don't be an idiot and keep checking your oil. You should be fine. So yeah, that white wire is going to go all the way back, and then white wire into one side. I don't think it matters at all which way. It's just a switch in there, and then whenever that's grounded, which I'm going to run down there, it will shut off. So that's the kill switch. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some more stuff, like I said, the steering wheel. So yeah, thanks for watching.